After this, Jesus appeared again to the disciples, this time at the Tiberias Sea, the Sea of Galilee. This is how he did it. Simon Peter, Thomas, nicknamed Twin, Nathanael from Cana in Galilee, the brothers Zebedee, and 2 other disciples were together. Simon Peter announced, "I am going fishing." The rest of them replied, "We are going with you." They went out and got into the boat. They caught nothing that night. When the sun came up, Jesus was standing on the beach, but they didn't recognize him. Jesus spoke to them, "Good morning. Did you catch anything for breakfast?" They answered, "No." He said, "Throw the net off the right side of the boat and see what happens." They did what he said. All of a sudden, there were so many fish in it. They weren't strong enough to pull it in. John chapter 21, from verse 1 to 6. What do you believe? Do we believe that we can trust Jesus with our nets and our lives? Do we believe that the circumstances on the lake around us are known by him? And that in the midst of them, he is with us and we are safe? Do we dare believe that the very circumstance in our boat that are unsettling us could actually be him? And in the midst of it all, he is shaping us perfectly into his image? Do we trust that he is with us, looking out over us from the shore of the lakes of our lives? Looking out over our families, our businesses, our homes, our communities, and our church? Do we believe he's calling out to us in the boat today as he did all those years ago? Because if we do, we are just moments away from howling in full nets. Full nets in our families, full nets in business, full nets in our homes, our schools, and our church. All we have to do is cast our nets to the other side. The other side is the unknown. It's different. It's unexplored. It's equal parts frightening and exciting. It's friends you haven't met. It's family you've lost touch with. It's a business idea you've been too scared to try. It's an invite to church you've been too nervous to hand out. It's a prayer that seems too wide to ever come true. It's a haul of fish that people say you don't deserve to catch. It's everything we are as a church and everything we have yet to be. It's all the promises of God that are seemingly dead coming back to life. It is where Jesus is calling us to cast our nets to the other side. We are in a story that is yet to be written, each page of it being told as we live it. Let it be a story of us be completely surrendered to God and trusting only in him. A story of us following Jesus, embracing his words when he says, "Behold, I do a new thing." Or, you have heard it said, but I say to you. Let the story of us read. They perceived the new thing that the Lord was doing and became a part of it with much joy of heart. And they embraced all that Jesus brought into their lives with expectation and excitement, for they were following the sound of his voice. And so we, as Jesus' disciples, are in the boat surrounded by the waters of our future, a future we can't see into and we don't understand. Let the story read that the nets are in our hands and that we choose to tune into the voice we hear calling out from the shore. In our lives, our community, and our church, with all that we have and all that we are, we wholeheartedly cast our nets to the other side.